Hello guys, welcome to the second video of my Power BI series. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an overview of the query editor, how it looks like, and some important features in the query editor. So when you open your desktop Power BI software, it will bring you to this landing page. So what you need to do is you need to navigate to this transform data here and just click on this transform data, and it will bring you to another user interface. And here you can see that the query editor is actually empty because we have not loaded any data here. Mind you, you can also load different kind of data set from this query editor. The first feature I want to explain to you guys is this new source here. When you click on this new source here, you can see different kind of data type which you can import into your query editor. And here we want to import a text or CSV file. So we're just going to click on it, and we're going to be working on the previous data, the latest COVID-19 Indian status, the one we use in our mini project in the introductory part. So we're just going to click on it and load it into our query editor. So this is how you load your data set into the query editor. Just do that and hold on for some seconds, and you see that the data will be loaded into your query editor. You can come here and select any kind of data type you are working on. It can be an Excel workbook or any kind of source of data that you're going to import into your query editor at all. The second feature I want to explain to you guys is if you come to this side, you will see something called use first rows as headers. Well, for the data set here, you can see that some actions has been taking place here. But if you come back to this source, you will see that the state, the total case, the active, and the discharge were actually rows and not the column headers. So some actions were taking place here. So with these use head features here, if I remove this action here, you will see that the query editor will only return only the source. Only the source. This particular code you are seeing here is the aim language. When you perform an action here, it actually takes place in the background. This aim language source code here shows that it only returns the source where it read the data from. So if you want to perform more action on this, you can see that these are the main columns header. So how do you make these the headers of this particular column here? What you need to do, you just come to this side here. You can just, let's close this. Just come to this side here. This particular once you click on this particular role, the role in which you want to make as headers, you just come to this side here and click on it. You can either click on this and use first row as header, or use headers as first row. So let's just click on this first one, use first row as headers, and you can see that the action has already been taken place. And you can see this particular the Power BI automatically detect the type of the headers for us. This one as text, this one as whole number. We are actually going to look at this in our previous video, and you can see that so many actions has been taken place here. If I go back to this place here, you can see that all these particular columns had different kind of data type. But when we change the header, the data type actually when we change the promoted the header, the data type also changed. So this is one thing you have to take note of. Another thing I want you guys to take note in this first ribbon is this remove rows here. You can remove top rows. For instance, I want to remove the first top rows, the first 4 top rows. If I click on this here, you will see that it will give me an option to specify the number of rows I want to remove. If I add in, let me say I want to remove the first 3 top rows. If I click OK, you will see that the first 3 top rows are gone. So if I want to go back, if I want to return them, I can just easily remove that particular action, and just the way you have seen it here. So this is how you, these are just some of the few things that are very important here. But once you, if you click on this, if you right click on here, you will see some important action that can be performed on the particular role here. And the first one is you can remove other columns. You can duplicate this column. If I click duplicate, you will see that the column has been duplicated. I can duplicate the columns. One other thing that I can do is that I can remove errors. If there are errors in this column, I can remove them. I can change the type. I can transform the data and do a lot of things here. Let's go to the second feature, which is transform. This particular transform here has a lot of amazing great features. And the first one I want to show you guys is this group by. If you want to, let me say I want to aggregate some columns, I can come here and just click on this group by here. Let's say for instance I want to let me say I want to count the total key. I want to count the rows of the total cases. Once I just come here and click OK, you will see that it has counted the rows of the total cases for me. That's one way you can do a lot of aggregation with a particular group by function here. I can use the advanced where I can add more aggregation. That's one thing that I want to show you guys. Let's just go ahead and also remove this particular action. One more other thing again I want to show you guys here is called pivoting and unpivoting. What pivoting means is you want to change the rows to columns. You want to do the vice versa, change the columns to rows. One that is a very important thing to learn about. Then another one here I want to show you guys is this split columns. I can split columns by delimiter. Well, if you look at these columns here, you can see that they are whole numbers. They don't have any delimiter between them like hyphen or any other thing. Or if for instance I have a date and I want to split the day, the month and the year, this particular feature here is very, very important. Then another one that you can use to do that particular action is called extract. You can also use the extract to also filter your data. And another option, another feature I want to show you guys here is before that, if you're not interested in the advanced Power Query, you can see this some particular calculation here that you can perform. We have the statistic where you can find the sum, the minimum, the median, the standard deviation, or some other general calculation here that you can do. That's if you're not interested in using the DAX. Then another feature here is the add column. If you look at these add columns here, you can actually add columns from example. For instance, if I want to create a column from these two columns here, I can just select here and say from selection. And from here, you can see that Power BI will detect, let's just click and it will detect what I need to do. Let's say the total cases and the active. Is it true or false? If you click on this, and you will see, let's just hit enter. And you can see it has already generated for us for different kind of state. Was it true or it was false? This is how you can add column from example. Let's just go ahead and close that. And another feature again that I want to show you guys here is actually the custom column, where I can customize my own, I can create my own custom column. So let's go to the next feature, which is the view. In this view here, for instance, let me show you guys one important thing here. That's very, very important. How you can see how actually your queries are being executed in the background. Let me come here and let me duplicate this and let me actually create a reference from it. So here, if you come to this query dependency now, let's open it. Come to this query dependency now, let's open it and see. Here you can see that this particular reference, the one that I reference is referencing from this, and this one actually reading from this. And from here, you can see how your data is being connected within your query editor. If you have a lot of data that you have created and you want to see how the queries are being made, how they are being formed, this query dependency here will help you visualize that properly, and it's very, very important. If I come and click on this, you will see that it read the data from this and this read it from this. If I click on this, it will tell me that the data is read directly from the source. We'll actually explain this and see why this is important as we continue in our sections. So this is just an overview of the query editor. Here you can see I actually skip one important thing, which is the merge queries. If I want to merge two queries here, for instance, I want to merge two tables into one. If I have I load two tables, let's go ahead and delete this. If I have two tables that I want to merge into one. I want it to become one table, and I can actually use this merge query here. This merge query here, and it will actually merge those two tables for me. We actually see that as we in our continuous section. For today, I just want to do an overview of the query editor. We are going to be working here and doing a lot of transformation on our data. Turn the notification button and stay tuned and watch out for the next video. Stay blessed.